Hello, Aierdi friends. This is a project that I've been wanting to do for, weeks, over a month probably. And that is a fly over, fly through, fly under, fly beside at the farmhouse with the drone to go over all of the different jobs that were done this summer. So I'm going to just jabber through this thing as the drone moves around. I haven't used the drone in a while, and that's a problem because I get very, very scared about hitting something and destroying it. Anyway, let me get to the subject. That is an extension to the parking lot that we got done. The rocks were put on there, and we've already used it actually in the workers' retreat. Some of the ladies worked around these little oak trees. This was earlier in about June or early July, I guess, and they haven't grown much at all, but they're still alive, and so we're hoping that they will pick up here one of these days and look like an oak tree and not just a sprout. Okay, you saw the landslide there. I'll look at that some other day and go up there and show you where that is right now, but right now I'm going to head on back down. I'm going to stop this and do another recording. Hang on. Okay, well, I don't think it makes much difference to you watching because just stop and start another audio just in case something happens. I don't lose everything. That fencing is the bottom pasture, which I've wanted fenced for a long time, and so the different groups that came, we had a group from Hampton Park Baptist Church in Greenville. They came in June, rather, and they helped us with the posts and the barbed wire. And then later on, we had in the early July, we had a double team, mission team, made up of Emmanuel Baptist Church from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, and Brookside up in Wisconsin. And they were here together. I think it was 23 in total. And some of them worked on the fencing as well. And here I am going to go a different way because I don't trust myself going through those trees. One twig can send the drone to the ground. Okay, you see all that torn up dirt? That is evidence of wild pigs, boars. And there's a lot of it. Never see one. I've only seen one in 25 years. And it was right in front of the car here a few years ago. But they sure tear up the ground a lot. We just never see them. They come in every year, hunters, and they hunt a bunch up and down the valley with dogs and all that. Here we're going through this bottom pasture, which is not entirely finished yet. I did some more since the video, but see there the ground. If you saw the ground there, it was torn up. That was again more evidence of the pigs. And this is where I have been working on the gate to close that end of it. And this whole area then will be one pasture that we can put the horses in and they can eat that up, the grass, and not go around the whole place eating just what they want. So they can clean up this area and we just rotate the horses. So that again, this whole fence area was done by the mission teams, and it took a fair bit of time to get those posts in and the different kinds of fencing and barbed wire. Oh, I'm coming back over here, sort of backtracking, because that whole area underneath the drone that isn't very green right now, but it will be because several teams of girls from the different mission teams and all of that down there on the left as well, they harvested tons of rocks that were on the surface and therefore not letting grass grow. So now we're hoping to see some grass grow up there. I'm going to cut this audio and start again. Okay, so here we are getting closer to the farmhouse and to one of the major jobs, if not the biggest job that we did, or at least one of my main goals for the summer. was to bring down these steps, to pour the concrete steps, and then we actually poured those landing places so that we could get people down to those two flat areas for tents. And in fact, we did this August in our workers retreat. We had tents down there. I'll probably pop a picture up there. But basically the idea was that last year during our retreat it was wet, and coming down this grassy hill was dangerous. And so I promised, especially one of the ladies that was taking her life in her hands as she tried to get down to the tent last year. She and her husband were in a tent down there. I said, next year I'm going to have steps for you, Lord willing. So the mission teams all worked on these steps and helped get them all poured and done a good job. So I'm very grateful for those steps. I think at the end of this video this railing, some of the girls sanded it and coated it with some lacquer. At the end, I think I'll post the pictures of the 4 teams, and at least one of them is on those stairs. Then there were little works done here. That straight line, they covered up a kind of a trench that we had there. So now we're going to go up the stairs, up the other stairs, and to another place where some more work was done. Okay, let me see. I think I'm going to cut the video again. Okay, that place was cut. That area was cut. There was a fair bit of grass and weeds cutting as well with a weed eater. That Javi, one of the young men with us this summer, he did a fair bit of that work. And now I've zoomed it up a little bit. Sorry all the jerkiness in the filming, but that's an amateur with the drone. We dug out that area and poured that concrete slab to put a 3,000 liter water tank, and you slightly see the row of rocks on the right as we go up this hill. The teams also worked at burying a water pipe, a black water pipe in there. So this spring that you're going to see now, which is dry because we've had very, very little rain when I had recorded this, but this usually has gobs of water coming out most of the year, and from there it'll go down that black pipe to the green tank, or it's actually blue, big huge tank. Well, I'm not sure what color it is now that I think about it. There were both options. I don't remember what I ordered. That's the spring. Water comes from all over there. It's one of my favorite springs. It has a little bit of iron in it. Delicious water. Okay, so now I've got to carefully go up through the trees without hitting anything. Easier said than done. And I think I turn around here and show you that area. Yeah, there it is. Show you the area a little bit from a distance. And then we are going to head back. And the drone obeyed me and headed back to the farmhouse. So that lets you see some of the jobs, most of the jobs. So thank you, mission teams, every one of you who worked and added to the Aierdi miracle story. God bless you. Goodbye.